Guys, right when I thought today was going to be terrible because there was nothing going on with COD, and I felt like I'd have to talk about Vanguard again, something miraculous happened, and a lot of Modern Warfare 2 content just got leaked. And thankfully this happened because we all know nobody wants to talk about Vanguard, nobody wants to play this game. I'm playing it in the background so that there's something, but I'm starting to get towards the point where I might just put a white blank screen because it's just as interesting as Vanguard. But thankfully the COD gods spoke today, and we got a lot of MW2 news, or maybe I should say leaks, because somebody leaked a ton of MW2 maps. The actual maps, the loading screens for the maps, got leaked, and there was a lot of them. And it's kind of funny because in my last video I talked about how the MW2 perks got leaked by this guy named Reality UK, and he's actually back at it with the MW2 maps, and he literally just leaked a shit ton of maps for no reason whatsoever, but you know, I'll take it. Now, obviously, I can't show you the actual pictures because Activision would give my YouTube channel backshots, and I'm not fucking with that. But this is where he starts everything off, and I guess I'll just show this part. He says, okay, let's start the thread here, the Grand Prix map, and then he goes ahead and shows the photo for the map. And by the time this video goes up, if his Twitter account is somehow still up, just go ahead and check out his Twitter, because this guy literally just went on a rampage. This guy went rogue for no reason whatsoever and just decided to leak all of this. But he goes around and leaks about 10 different maps, but apparently some of these are for MW2 and some of them are for COD 2024 with Treyarch. I couldn't really tell which ones were for Treyarch specifically, but I remember when the list of maps got leaked for MW2, and some of those maps are here. And again, I can't show them, but let me just tell you, some of these maps actually don't look that bad. And I know that sounds crazy coming from Fooly. I mean, I'm here to hate and complain and get views or whatever. I mean, Gooch Lickers talk more than I do, but like I said, some of these maps actually look okay. Now, not all of them look all that interesting or don't really look like they're actually that good. And again, since I can't show you any of these things, I figured I'd make this video more about MW2's maps and not only what I expect, but what I'm hoping for, because I mean, we've heard some of the leaks that these new maps are apparently much better than MW 2019. We've heard that they're very similar to the DLC maps from MW 2019, but again, we know the trajectory that COD's been on for the last couple of years. These maps over the last 3 CODs haven't really been all that good in my opinion. And I always bring this example up, but Sledgehammer for Season 2 of Vanguard called Gondola a medium-sized 3-lane map. And that's just not the fucking case whatsoever. That map is 1.5 lanes maybe, and it's fat as fuck. So when it comes to descriptions, I'm not really taking it all that serious. And the same goes for some of these leaks, and that includes some of these pictures that we got of the maps. And I'm not here to necessarily kill the hype, but I've seen a lot of people get overly hyped of the loading screens for some of these maps, and look, I mean, if you look at Piccadilly, that map actually looks aesthetically pleasing in the loading screen. It looks nice. You know, if you're half blind, maybe you say the same for Azir Cave or Euphrates Bridge or Ramaza or Grozna Raid. But based off of the loading screens, I don't think people should be getting super hyped about it. I mean, we've been tricked and catfished and clickbaited by Activision and Infinity Ward and Treyarch and Sledgehammer many times. I mean, this is now year 3 going into year 4 of some pretty mid maps. I mean, let's be honest, we haven't had an original classic map in over 4 years now. You can't tell me there's any map from MW 2019, from Cold War, or from Vanguard that deserves to be remastered ever. And a lot of it comes to this whole new design philosophy that Infinity Ward created themselves, where they want to create save spaces and help out the noobs, the shitters that can't shoot straight, give them a little corner to camp in with some doors, some mounting, and they're set. Well, if your IQ is above 5 and you actually know how to push into buildings and actually try to kill people before the 10-minute mark of the game, then you know why this design philosophy is bad, okay? I mean, it promotes a lot of camping, and not a lot of people are fans of that anymore. Not to mention, we had doors and mounting, but Thanks to Vanguard, we have destructible cover, breakable walls and windows, and a lot of other shit that just complicates the map for no reason when it doesn't need to be complicated. And so when it comes to these MW2 maps, I'm gonna say the same thing that I've said before. Until we see some actual multiplayer footage, I'd say don't get too hyped, okay? Don't get too excited, don't jump the gun and pre-order the game because, oh my god, I just saw the picture for the swap meet map, the museum map. Actually, let's be honest, the museum map actually looks really nice. But it's not enough to get me hyped to the point where I'm gonna pre-order the game and be like, oh yeah, this COD's gonna be the one. Or to even say something specifically like, oh, these maps are gonna be good. Because we don't know what they're gonna be like, alright? At the end of the day, none of us have played the map. None of us have seen the map. Some of us have only seen the loading screen for the map. And that doesn't tell the whole story. Like I said, Piccadilly kinda looks okay until you fucking load in and then that map is ass. And going back to the original leaks that we had, look, I've heard some people talk about the actual multiplayer that they played. Some people are saying these maps aren't necessarily what they're describing as close to the DLC maps for MW 2019, that they're smaller, compact, 3-lane design. I've heard that they're kind of still similar to the whole MW 2019 design, and that doesn't sound good to me. But not only that, I've been making a couple of connections and some theories and just thinking out loud here. None of this is confirmed, and I'm not saying this is the actual reason for this, but when you think of the map editor that's rumored for this game, if you go back and you read the article for it, there's parts in there where they're saying you can edit out some barrels from the map, you can remove the doors, you can remove this and that, and that just makes me think again, like, why would I need to remove things? Why can't you just make a regular map with a regular sightline where you're not seen from like 17 different angles at once? And you know, when you start thinking of all of those outside things, it kind of just worries me again. And I'm not here to say MW2 maps are going to be ass. I'm not saying they're going to be trash already. I haven't seen them, I haven't played them, I can't say that. Just because Infinity Ward and some of these gooch lickers come out and say, oh, these maps are better than MW 2019 maps, that doesn't mean anything to me, alright? If we're gonna put this in a tier list, pretty much every single MW 2019 map is in the F tier, D tier, and fucking garbage bin tier. To be better than that doesn't really impress me at all. Like, my fucking grandma can make better maps than MW 2019 maps. I feel like it's really not that hard. And look, to some people, maybe it's not a big deal if the map has this or that, but as somebody who's been playing COD for like, I don't know, like 12 years at this point, I've played enough COD to tell you, hey, this map is not very good, this map is pretty good, this is an S tier map, this is a fucking MW 2019 tier map. I have pretty good judgment in what's a good map and what's not a good map, and throughout my time playing COD, I can make a pretty good connection between bad maps and bad games versus good maps and good games. Meaning, most bad CODs have bad maps. MW 2019, Cold War, Vanguard, Ghosts, some people will say World War II, versus good CODs with good maps. Black Ops 1, MW2, Black Ops 2, MW3, COD 4, Black Ops 3. You can see there's a pretty good connection between the two things. And I've said this for many years, but I feel like your maps, and very specifically your launch maps, are incredibly important for the quality of your game and how interested people are gonna be. Because look at Vanguard, we got 16 maps at launch, which is great. That quantity is great, but what about the quality? And I just don't want the same thing for MW2. I want those maps to be good so that if we got 9, 10, 11, 12 maps, hopefully we have a good batch that are actually really, really good. Take this lesson from the Scatmaster, guys. If we have good maps, the chances of this being a good game are very, very high. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. Have you seen the maps on Twitter, and what do you think of them? And are you excited for the MW2 maps? Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos, and yeah guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Toodles!
It's been a very long time since the weekend. It's been a very long time and I'm weak. It's been a very long time.